So I have about like hour and a half to kill before I catch my flight. And I was walking by and I stumbled upon this airport lounge, and I have actually never used an airport lounge, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And like, this is great. They have like power, high-speed internet, all you can drink beer and coffee. Beer is very important because I have a fear of flying. Cool. That was an awesome flight because I was able to go into the lounge and drink a lot. So I was able to sleep during the flight. And now I'm in Indonesia, country number 14? Is this 14? I think it's 14. I'm so excited to be in Indonesia. In particular, I'm in Bali, and tons of people have told me how beautiful it is, and I've always seen like pictures of those homes on stilts. So I know it's kind of cheesy, but I really want to see those. I can't wait to explore the beauty of Bali, Indonesia. Indonesia is off to an extremely frustrating start. Both of the ATMs that are available in the airport aren't working with my debit card, so I can't withdraw any cash. Lucky for me, there's Uber here. I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but like I don't have any money. So Bali, Indonesia is off to an extremely stressful start. I got to my Airbnb and I tried to connect to the internet and it wouldn't connect from my room. So I contacted the owner and I mentioned like, hey, the internet is not working. And so they advertise stable, high-speed internet, but it's really just this little mobile router thing that gets me barely anything, and it doesn't work in my room just over there. So I can't stay here because I can't work. So I'm frantically trying to find another Airbnb I could stay at, and this host has a strict cancellation policy, which means I'm gonna lose pretty much all my money that I spent to stay here the week. This is really incredibly stressful. All right, so it's my first chance to kind of really walk around Bali during the day. I'm hungry, and my Airbnb host told me that I can walk down this way to find some authentic Balinese food. I just mentioned that all I could find originally was Western food, so I was like, where can I find some authentic stuff? So they pointed me in this direction. Interesting thing about Bali, I was warned that there are a ton of snatch and grabs. So if you're traveling out with a bag or backpack, make sure it's strapped, or you always have an arm through your loophole. People will drive by on the scooter and grab your phone or anything out of your hands. So you have to be super aware. And just for me to be a little bit extra cautious, I got a little padlock right there on my back. All right, here's our finished product with the fried egg and the noodles and the all the spices. So let's see how this is. My first real Indonesian food. It's got a little bit of a kick. The noodles are kind of bland, but other than that, there's like a lot of kind of subtle flavors going on here. What I got here, pig or pork sausage. Okay. And I guess this just comes out like that. Whoa, just kind of falls apart and has everything in here. And this was 15,000, you said?
Yeah, it's about $1.20.
$1.20 after the conversion?
Yeah.
All right. That is kind of spicy, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not like
It's not
overwhelmingly hot, but like it does the trick.
But to the average person, it would be.
Wow. Oh man, this is good. I think I could eat this every day for the rest of my life. So I'm lucky enough that the Airbnb host, I asked him if he could show me something more like a slice of life of Bali, and it turns out that one of his family members, one of the kids, is getting a christening. So they dressed me up in some traditional Balinese clothing for ceremonies, since I'm going to be tagging along. So
And say to me too. Say to Dewa also.
Dewa also.
Dewa also. Hi.
Hey Dewa.
Hi.
Dewa and I are going to be hanging out tomorrow. He's going to be showing me around, and
Yes.
Dewa's also dressed up too
Yeah.
in some traditional Balinese stuff. So let's see how this all goes. So this is an offering for the gods that is put in front of every single house, but we're going to a ceremony, so we've got a lot planted there right now. So this is all the offerings that were given for the christening of the baby. And I got a ton of food here. Basically got one of everything. And we got some rice. I think this is the Balinese succulent pig. They got some pig skin. Check it out. Crispy. Whoa, man. I can see why that's succulent. Yeah? Oh yeah. Melts in your mouth. There you go.
And there is. And there's Dewa. And there's the bird.
That was great. The food was good, and it was really relaxing. Nice time with the family.
Why are you speaking to the camera?
Why? Because I'm taking a 100-country trip around the world. So I'm just telling people about the world. Uh-huh.
What do you think?
Hi, my name's Keelan. What do you like for your name?
And how about you?
Hi, my name's Maya.
All right. I'm heading out of Bali. And final impressions of Bali. At first, I had a really poor time because I was just overexposed to a lot of tourism things, and I didn't really particularly like some of the more touristy stuff. Wanted to get away from some Westerners. I'm very lucky that one of the owners asked one of the guys working here, Dewa, to drive me around Bali and show me some cool things that not too many people will get to see. People here are really friendly. They are open to meeting people if you're a nice person, and oh, hey, oh, little kitten, I'm gonna miss you. Meow. I know. People in Bali are really warm and friendly. The food, if you could find some authentic Balinese food, I really recommend it. But be careful because it's a little spicy. Overall, Indonesia was a really nice country, and it is another country that I definitely want to come back and explore a little bit more, particularly Jakarta and the Java areas. So Bali is one part of Indonesia. Unfortunately, because it's such a beautiful part of Indonesia, it's very touristy and gets a lot of tourists. But with that aside, for me personally, I felt like I did experience a little bit more of a real living situation in Indonesia, which was very special to me. I met some excellent people, and I really hope that I run into everybody again. I can't wait to come back to Indonesia. Thank you.
I remember the way you glanced at me as I remember. I remember when we caught a shooting star, yes, I remember. I remember all the things that we shared and the promise we made, just you and I remember all the laughter we shared, all the wishes we made upon the roof that dawn. Do you remember when we were dancing in the rain in that December? And I remember when my father thought you were a burglar. I remember all the things that we shared and the promise we made, just you and I remember all the laughter we shared, all the wishes we made upon the roof that dawn. Ba 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 ba. Yes, I remember all the things that we shared and the promise we made, just you and I remember all the laughter we shared, all the wishes we made upon the roof that dawn. I remember the way you read your books, yes, I remember. The way you tied your shoes, yes, I remember. The cake you loved the most, yes, I remember. The way you drank your coffee, I remember.